Welcome to the 9th out of God knows how many stages we're gonna have in this run. Time will tell if we'll hit a roadblock or we'll just scale to infinity. Anyway, here's our current updated party. The party artifacts only give you a small glimpse of the overall picture, so hopefully you're caught up on the previous episodes. But a quick TLDR, we are now one artifact off from the cap that they added in the recent update, so once we get one more, we're gonna have to start dumping the worst artifacts. I also want to get more marshmallows, so barring any crazy circumstances, we're going to be taking the shortest route out of every stage moving forward. I'm now going to upgrade this or mentor this tech to a hotshot because I've been wanting to do that for a while. Now I get them for really cheap. So the shortest path is going this way. And here it is for the monkey cap. 50 out of 50. I think I'll probably just end up picking Unspoken Heroes, because this is now a buff to all of my towers. Friendly reminder that we have the Dreadbloom artifact, so support counts as everything, or rather any category. And that's it. First encounter starts off with X Factor, but to keep you in the know, we now have Quantum Leap, Follow Mouse, Homing Projectiles on like a lot of our towers, so multi-lane maps are no longer an issue. We just simply have to micro the rounds and we're good. Like that, for example, GG easy. I think I'm out of towers to mentor at this point, so let's first see recruiting. Ooh, this could be a good one. Boomerang 024 for $3,000. I currently only have an 012, and I normally try to go for Kylie, but this is pretty cheap. However, I just realized that I feel like enhancing artifacts is pretty good, because even if they suck, their bonuses suck, you can exchange them for the shop, and you would basically get 3 bonus tokens that way, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna pick up one of those basic ass stat bonuses, so Zig then Zeg goes from 12 to 18 attack speed. I think that's worth it. This next artifact puts me over the cap limit. What are we thinking? Should we re-roll them? Because I think I should. I mean, Norman Please is good, but I'm just going to hope I get something better than that. I got it again. Well, I guess not then, because the rest are kind of mid. So fine, this artifact it is. So it'll tell me to remove an artifact. I wonder if I get the tokens from it. I sure hope so. I guess we'll get rid of something that's useless. Well, we don't have sub, so Corrosive Torpedo Darts it is. And no tokens. Ouch, okay. Good to know. That means at the merchant, we should probably just get rid, dump the artifacts that we don't need so that we, you know, at least salvage tokens out of it. Not pictured here is the fact that this is actually my second attempt at this tile because, once again, I was caught slacking and I accidentally died. So I really gotta get an insurance tower so I can AFK these tiles. Surprise camo attack and me. Good chance I'll probably just heal at this tile, unless the recruit is amazing. Yeah, I don't know about these, Chief. Sure, we'll just heal. Ooh, and this is the first glacial trail I've encountered. An absolutely awful map, I gotta say. Basically, with this map, you just have to desync when you drop towers, so they don't always get stunned on the same round. So I'll drop these 2 this round, and then I'll try to survive 2 rounds to be able to drop more towers after. Definitely one of those maps that have a gimmick that sound interesting in theory, but in a practical sense, it's just absolutely awful to play. Sadly, there's nothing really good to the shop here, so I'll just do an upgrade of Heroic Edge. This is like my starting artifact, and it stayed at bronze the whole time, which is kind of funny. So we're just going to donate all of the possible 3s that we have. Makes it slightly worse, but that does free up 3 artifact slots for hopefully some good stuff. And yeah, this stage was pretty quick because there are no minigames or bosses to go through. Now, I don't know if I'm allowed to be a little bit cocky in this run, but I guess one monkey I haven't really tried yet is the turbocharge. Let me just see if I can afford it. Ooh, we're 2,000 off if I should get Elite Defender. Should I just keep Elite Defender? Well, first off, let's just play round 50 and see. Remember, I can restart so long as the round doesn't hit 51, so let me just see if I can make $2,000 here. Like, I've already shown y'all the power of 032 Boomerang, but we're still missing, like, 7x attack speed, you know? from that turbocharge upgrade. I think technically it's a little bit less because we have artifacts that buff tier 3s more than tier 4. But the point still stands. And there we go. Money is there. Let's get it. We should get some crazy mad damage from this here with Quantum Leap, right? It'll take some time to actually get that DPS because it takes time for the projectiles to travel. But how are we looking? 205 sniper now. Close for extra. Alright, I forgot to do close for 20% attack speed. Let's do that, and let's get that 3 tower solo for stage 9. Keeping this kill nice and simple. How is our damage at 500k? 400. Alright, it's on par with the EDAF. We like to see that. And GG. We're gonna need a tougher challenge than this. And the one legendary we get is critical success, which I think if you do the math here is a damage buff. However, we have a really, really cheap tier 5 insta here. 500 Dart Mike for under 10k. And I think for science reasons, let's do it. Some people have mentioned like how OP Juggernaut plus Quantum Leap is, so imagine now the tier 5. Could you imagine? We'll get rid of the Glue Storm because it's just not necessary. 2 choices here. I think it's obvious. This has way too much stuff going on here with only 1 legendary. So short route it is. Might be able to take on 3 stages in this video at this rate. Recruit, recruit, recruit. Come on. Okay, technically I don't have the Beast Handler artifact yet, but I've been looking for an AFK tower. And Beast Handler, even though OP, and I've shown it before, is good for AFKing. So I just won't use it for flashy reasons. It'll just be there, again, to make my life easier. Get rid of the Druid because I guess it's redundant. And perfect, we got Cornered Beast showing up, so guess I'll take that even over the, you know, Global Quickening. I feel like we have enough attack speed buffs at this point. First minigame slash boss of the day. We've got Phase, goal is 60. And perfect, we have the starting cash for exactly enough for the U-Jug, which, once again, I know some of you have been waiting for. We'll just follow me, Quantum Leap, and homing do it for the 510. Let's get it. Well, first off, why is it that I sometimes see, like, Juggernaut spawning in the middle? Like, the middle of the track, even though I'm pointing it to the left side. I'm kind of confused about that. If you want some more clarity, then here's the Juggernaut balls a bit away from the track. Is it also a smart idea to maybe point the U-Jug at a wall so that it like spawns the mini Juggernaut balls out? Because I'm wondering with Quantum Leap, if say you point the Juggernaut in the middle, but you don't have its projectiles hit against the wall, then does that mean the mini Juggernaut balls will not spawn at all? Or what? Either way, it's actually not that strong single target, but it's obviously pretty rad. And so I'm glad we were able to check it out at least. I don't think we're going to get the 60 alone with just this tower, so let's see if we can find like a different tower we haven't seen before. So not buffs, I'm looking for monkeys. Comanche. Actually, let's do this. 040 Alchemist. I think I have the Alch artifact, right? And the ability artifact, so this should go pretty hard in the paint. Alright, there comes the activate ability. Yep, that's so much better. I've already shown before how good the 040 is, like, with just one Alch artifact. So now here is that with, like, 50. Let's try a Solver, I don't know. I doubt it's gonna do much, but let's see anyway. Yeah, I don't know what I was expecting. It's obviously bad. Single target. Kinda curious, do I have enough money for a MAD? Because I'd like to see what that does, but it's $108,000, yeah. Not quite. Okay, and I'm actually seriously not going to make the goal if I don't try hard here, so okay. Quickly. Attack. Sniper. To get to 60. Now it's probably a good time to mention that the memory leak issues are so bad in Rogue Legends that unironically, it was the main reason I actually just recently upgraded my RAM. Because I didn't realize I needed more space until I started playing Rogue. And then I was eating so much that I had to, like, reload the game every, literally 2 or 3 encounters. Now it should take, like, 10 encounters before we have to reload the game. I consider that an upgrade. I think it's likely going to be a stat bonus artifact that we're going to take. Again, I don't really want a Dart Monkey. Nor does Frozen matter. We can do a 30% raw damage buff. Or another 30% raw damage buff. Except this has a downside of slower projectile speed. I also just realized you can check your existing artifacts right now, so you can see if we have any of those two already. That matters because I don't want to pick up a legendary that I already have a rare of, you know what I mean? I don't have elite, common, or rare though, so 30% it is then with less spread. Oof, very rough choices here. Considering we have the tech bot artifact already that makes them activate automatically, this is kind of like useless, is it not? It's just a pure nerf. We saw how bad this was on stage 1, so I don't think I dare touch it. Yeah, like, every single one of these has a downside that is pretty much brutal. I think I actually have no choice but to dump, like, literally collect the artifacts and then dump it because every single one sucks. That's how bad of a loader that we have. We just cannot even keep it for one encounter. Anyway, if we can handle ZMG encounters now, with the start round is increased a lot, then we can handle any encounter, basically. And now we get a legendary from that tile. Hey look, we found a new artifact, Discord Legendary. So military monkeys T2 higher deal 50% more damage, double pierce, projectiles shirk coordination, bring a sense of chaos to the battlefield. Judging by the icon, I assume the projectiles move in a wacky pattern. But wow, I can't believe they named an artifact after a popular messaging app. In terms of stats though, Too Many Cooks gives it a run for the money, 80% attack speed. However, I don't want to worry about adding more to the field, and I do want to see what this does, even though we have Quantum Leap, which I'd assume makes so that we probably aren't going to see anything, because Quantum Leap overrides all of that. Anyway, free damage is nice because we are using a tier 2 and higher. Any new monkey? Why yes, it appears Discount Village has made another appearance. However, no thank you. I think we're just going to enhance, again, get a lame stat bonus. Not sure which one. This one's not even that good, 16 to 20, but I'll just do it anyway. I think we're starting to run out of things to do at campfires, that at some point, we might just start skipping encounters and using the encounters to heal, or the campfires to heal. Now, surprisingly, I think you can actually see what Discord is doing. You see those Hydra Rocket bolts that are bouncing outside of the crater? Kind of a wiggly pattern. I think that's what Discord is doing. I don't see how it's much different than, like, the Zig Then Zag artifact, but, I mean, I guess I'm not complaining too much about it. What's intriguing to me is that it doesn't seem to apply to any of my other monkeys, because I have Direct Bloon, so the military means every monkey, technically, a tier 2 and higher. But my attack and bomb are just staying in the center. I assume it has to do with lifespan limit, I don't know. And one stop at the merchants, and it seems like none of these are worth picking up. I could do a Fish Nova that I dumped earlier, but nah. We were actually at the artifact cap again, though, which is really annoying. I'm not gonna lie. I wish there was a way, there's an option to uncap it. It's obviously no fun to, like, having to keep dumping artifacts. I think I'll actually get rid of some attack speed bonuses, as crazy as that sounds. But the thing is, I'm not even close to dying, so I think I'm okay. Now we free up 2 spots. I guess we have Fish Nova. Stage 10 is gonna be on Quarry. Should be another free one, in which I believe, just like the mini-boss, we're gonna Ultra Drug our way to victory. If I can flex, maybe a pure solo. Let's see first off how good it is. Oh, actually, it looks like it has to be above the this part in order to see. Follow Me doesn't override that, sadly. Let's go again. Oh, purple. Unfortunately, it seems like the damage of the U-Jug is not very good. Let's first also put it in a spot where he won't get stunned. We'll add the tack to our partay, and let's go again. Damage, much better, but I'm pretty sure most of it is to do with attack. Yeah, it's about the same damage as the tier 5 U-Jug. Is anybody shocked about that? I, for one, am not. Unsurprisingly, we're also at the point where F-Bats are stronger than Vortex himself. Oh, more ceramics. I did set the Ultra Drug to close starting for a little bit more attack speed, so that should even out its power. Judging by this, I still feel like late game Chimps free play could use some scaling modifiers, because they're getting easier and easier, even though we are continuously hitting the artifact cap. The end of the 10th stage. We only have one choice of a legendary artifact, and considering, again, these are too expensive, I guess I have no choice but to pin cushion flyby. I suppose we could see what aces have to offer. Like, never miss. Which monkey are we done seeing, though? Probably the Jitsu. I think the ace could cover, like, what the ninja monkey's job was, which was just to have an AFK tower for cheap. Last Poplus at the end of this. I think I'll probably take this middle path here, just because it's got 2 little games and a sparkling legendary over here. Before any of that, let's recruit. And oh my god, there's the super monkey. Imagine last time I really wanted this in my party because it was so strong, but now that I look at the price, it's definitely not affordable, so never mind, I guess. I think we'll just mentor this to never miss. Unless I, for some reason, want to go with top path ODS, but nah, never miss it is. I'm not sure how I make out the power of the never miss. It doesn't have quantum leap, as you see, because the projectiles spawn on top of the ace. And they take a while to reach the balloons, thanks to Discord and any other artifact, but, I mean, it's doing decent damage, so I suppose not a bad cleanup tower. List shop. Time for another inefficient trade, I suppose. I also realized in free play they got rid of the marshmallows and monkey money for tokens, which sucks, because now is the time where I have way too many tokens and I can't spend it because of the cap. So we've run into the issue again where the tokens are worthless. Hope that changes at some point. This is just going to be a 2-for-1 trade, I guess. We get back our unspoken heroes. And there's way too many encounters to play here, so I'm going to purposely skip this tile and then just heal back to full. Not even going to look at what's recruiting. The amount of encounters are too damn long. Don't think I'm going to look at any of the other ones here either, except for the... Ooh. If I'm worried about AFKing, or not being able to AFK, then I think Spike Factory is what I should keep. As cool as it is, I guess Boomerang has to go. It's not really that strong anymore. We've had our fun in the sun with him. Chest. I see we have 1 rare, and it seems like it's another one of those count as all categories. Alright, guess it's gonna be a dumping ground then. Feels bad. Got a mini boss and a mini game basically back to back. Let's see how easily we can get 63. And I haven't really been using the Spike Factory much. I think it'd be pretty cool to see smart spikes go crazy against it. We'll do 302. That's enough money for, I guess, a hot shot for the other lane, just in case. This should go pretty crazy though. Might consider upgrading to Spike Mines if it's really fast. Let's see. Oh, it's actually pretty slow. I think that's actually because the spikes disappear every time it gets killed. So that's why getting to each skull is very quick. But it is anything but, and I'm dead. Wait, sniper? Jeez. Okay, I mean to get myself a Hydra rocket here. But as I was saying, the spikes disappear after every kill, so it's not as good as I thought. In terms of speedrunning kills, definitely EDF is the way. Now, I already dropped a bunch of other towers down, but hopefully it's not too late to see how good Mr. Spectre is. Maybe Flying Fortress, Isoplane if I can afford it. Damage on Blooners does not seem that great. So yeah, not really a boss cow by any means, and man, I definitely do struggle to get damage once we get to the 50s and 60s. Is that because I haven't been getting enough quickenings, or rather not using my boosts? If you've noticed, yeah, I have not been keeping up because I've been beating the rounds just fine, so I haven't had to buy these boosts, but I guess I do need the damage at this point. So there's a frick ton of buffs. Is it any faster now? Not really. Thought it'd be better than this. Okay, again, no trolling though. I know at 60 kills, it's gonna spawn out a crazy amount of stuff. And there's not a lot of track length, so let's get the Infernal Ring to get those meteors to clutch up all the BFBs here. And attaboy. Some have also mentioned that a door is pretty rad for mini bosses, because if you're lagging and you want to get rid of towers, but you can't because you can't sell, well, a door sack can help that. Just press the 2 button and delete the tower. Rinse and repeat until no more. And just like that, down to 2 towers. 1. And the end. Wait, what? To be completely transparent with you, I enabled a mod that is just quality of life, in my opinion. If I were to die if I AFK'd, for example, it would have auto-escaped, so it was just the same as backing out and going home. But in mini-bosses, you have to leak to win, and I guess they didn't recognize that. I suppose I deserve that for using mods, even if I personally deem them fair. GG for real now. What's it gonna be? We could do overall faster ability cooldowns, 18% and attack speed. Add villages to our party, but I feel like that's unnecessary. Yeah, it's gotta be the stat bonus. Now, am I at the artifact cap? I feel like I might be. Okay, now I am. 50. I'm gonna end up picking, because there's no merchants, another legendary here, so I should be proactive and get rid of a weak one already beforehand. The only two commons I have are these two. I guess goodbye Hawk's Eye. We'll leave space for the next one. We're gonna skip this tall also, even though it's easy. I don't want to play that many encounters. Is a least cash? Oh boy. It's the one I least wanted because it'll take us the most amount of rounds to get through. Great. And I already know I can reach the 35k goal very easily. Just do the same thing we did before. Hydra Rocket, Hotshot, Adora, Elite Defender, GG. I would say at this point I've been AFK for like 75% of the time during these encounters. I just get my defense set up, leave, and then come back when I see victory screen. Anyway, we're taking an ability cooldown legendary. We get less attack speed, however. Faster ability cooldowns means probably nearly permanent ball light and mega quick assassins. And it looks like we'll have another legendary after this X Factor tile. I'll also say having Discord's really nice because no more do I have to target back and forth due to the way the missiles bounce. I can actually do decent damage to the other side that I'm trying to focus on. So that's real nice. And here is the assassin now. We basically turn the assassin into E-Limb, Mobile Limb levels of cooldown reduction. Now I really gotta see how fast like the E-Limb ability would be. Another bruh moment it seems. None of these I think I will take. Unless I want to pick up the Arcane Bolt artifact again, because the 50% extra damage to Moab seems pretty enticing. Even though it does nerf the Elite Defender. Don't know if Katsumiya also overrides the, the one life I set for the curse. Either way, we'll just take Just Like Magic again. I think we're at the cap, right? Another one they gotta remove. Well, we stopped using Ninja, so I guess we could have removed Swiftest to Business. I want to add to what I brought up earlier, though, like the fact that I'm spending 75% of my time AFK now. And that is, if I've reached that point in the run where, I have to resort to stuff like AFKing, then it's probably a good sign that you should probably end the run. And I'm considering that very soon. However, there are still some artifacts that I know I haven't discovered yet that I know would be really cool to see. So I'm gonna hold off for another couple stages, and hopefully the luck changes and we get those. If not, then it's whatever. And I feel like if it wasn't for the artifact cap, it would be easier to discover those artifacts. Because now that I keep dumping artifacts, those artifacts I dumped still go back into the pool. So the chance of getting the artifact I haven't seen before remains low. As opposed to if I were to be able to hoard everything, then eventually I'd be guaranteed to get that artifact. But I know for balance reasons, that's why they added the cap. Perhaps so you're not able to see literally everything in just one run, but for just one instance, I kind of wished it was that way. Another waste of a chest. We'll just pick up Battle Cat and delete Battle Cat. In between those two runs, I dumped my Just Like Magic artifact. I had a small inkling it was causing really bad lag, although I'm not sure if I can confirm that was the artifact itself. Either way, the lag is starting to get really unbearable. My god. Gonna use a skip on this Glacial Trail tile here. Nobody wants to play 22 rounds of that. And I don't think I'm gonna pick up any of these either. Let's not waste time there. My guess is total game time for the last 3 stages have probably been 5-6 hours total. Again, a lot of hours were AFK. But kind of a shame I'm forced to go AFK for a lot of these runs in the first place. Just so the EDF doesn't do all the damage, we'll do the Ultra Juggernaut to give this bonus damage, and we'll see how far this gets me. Spike Factory in the back of the track, just in case of leakers, and let's see how good the Never Miss is going to be at dealing with last year. Oh, so far, pretty bad. To slow it down, it's only doing about 2,000 DPS single target. Either way, still going to be enough to get to the first skull pretty quickly. Though, IDK if it's enough for F-Bads. It is enough for F-Bads. Gotta love the Yu-Jug knocking back the ZMGs. I've seen enough. Let's bring on the Assassin now to end this once and for all. Each Assassin shot should be doing a huge chunk into the damage. Just you watch. Fortunately, it stopped the skull, so we couldn't quite see a peak there, but it did good. And leg spike here. Okay, I don't know if I can blame this on Just Like Magic. Don't know what it is, but that sucks. Another skull. And it feels like every single stage I keep on beating, the more inclined I am to call it at the end there, because, again, the leg keeps getting worse by the minute. And let's see, hey, we finally get a Fish Nova Legendary. Seems like the Legendary only does 4 damage to 4 balloons. Late game, I think you want, like, percentage scaling, so flat 4 damage is not, like, it's pretty bad, but whatever. I mean, I guess I could reroll it. Sure. Oh, and that was definitely worth it. Now we get greater primary legendary, so there's the percentage buff I was talking about. Can we also talk about these crazy instas for a second? My god, is nobody ever going to use those? Anyway, the end. I don't want to say it's the end of this Chimps run fully just yet, especially since we have a very short path to the end of stage 12 here, so I think we'll at least do one more episode of this Chimps run. But just know, my patience is nearing the end pretty soon. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Thank you for watching, and again, keep on letting me know your thoughts so far. Click here for more, and I'll see you next time.